blood magic is not meant for everyone, but it is a part of every single kind of spirituality that humanity has known. And blood magic is in one of the oldest forms of witchcraft that humanity has used as well. Because in the old days, they always saw something valuable inside of blood. Every single kind of communion back in the day, they always used blood magic for gods, for showing to the gods and that they are ready to spill blood, and then they used others. That is why actually Quetzalcoatl said, no, I need you to have yours, not others. Blood magic for the dragon's path, where does it come from? From Fafnir. Once again, Fafnir. The blood of the dragon god Fafnir, the dragon god of fire, was in fact making others and his own spirit invincible and protected. His blood protected others, but also his own spirit, because that is also what blood does. Blood touches the spirit, and blood is as well your life force. So in the dragon's path, we can use blood for two purposes. One, to let it become dragon's blood, to let it become touching our draconic spirit. And the second one is to seal it, because blood magic is also a way to seal your magic, a way to seal also your connection with the gods. That is also why they use it more than once, because it seals your connection with the gods and the spirits. Because you still have this blood that is also from them. Your blood is that what connects with the dragon. So whenever you are using blood, you are using actually a seal, or to let it change in that of the dragon. The more awakened your draconic spirit is, the more draconic your blood becomes. There are a lot of questions that say, how can I protect myself to let your blood become draconic, and how to do so to be more awakened, to be more draconic inside of yourself. But once you have draconic blood inside of your veins, then you can seal it. Then you can seal something. They all use it. All spiritualities use blood magic. Even the most well-known one in Christianity, they use blood magic. Of course, they use wine, but they see it as blood. In fact, it's more like a ceremony. But they always say the blood of Jesus, the blood of Jesus. And I thought it was disgusting that people say, blood of Jesus. Bleh. But in fact, the blood of the dragon is of high value, and I didn't know this. Once I was actually led into one of my first witchcraft rituals that I did, and I was led into this sign of the dragon's eye. You know, the dragon's eye is a triangle that connects you and your dragons together. Everyone has a unique dragon's eye, and I was signing the dragon's eye. Wherever nature is at its strongest, the dragon's eye, that connects you and your god and your guardians, you and your dragons, seeing through one eye. But I didn't really know what to do with it. So I was sitting here, just actually saying like some verses in Latin, but I didn't know what to do. Now I know what to do. What you have to do once you have this in front of you is to have your own words. Not the words in Latin, not the words of another, but your own words. So in fact, what did I do? I had my knife with blood, my own blood. I was really focusing myself on becoming, draconic. Really, no one should see me. But whenever I'm doing this, I'm always alone. And that is why it's so important to be alone, to have this place for yourself. Because you have to be one with the dragons. Be one with them. And that is very important. Before you're doing this, you have to be one with the dragons. Be one with your dragon eye, you can say. And then, of course, whenever my knife was filled with... I didn't really know what I was doing. I was really led by my own instincts. I was really draconic inside of my mind, inside of my heart, everywhere. And then I put my knife was filled with blood, actually too much. You don't need much. I now know that a little drop of blood is enough. So I put my knife really just in the center of the dragon's eye, and then I waited. And then a large wind came up, really large. I mean, it was so high. I mean, I couldn't even remain to sit there. But my emotions were too strong back then. I was so pumped because at that moment I was really changing my own mind in that of the dragon. I was really one with the dragon. You have to focus yourself on this. You know, this takes some effort. You know, this blood magic. Don't just do it out of fun, because this is not fun. This is a seal. This is sealing your connection with your dragons. And before you do this, be sure, very sure, is this really what you want? Because this is sealing everything. This is touching, your blood is touching the earth. And the earth, what is the earth? That is the dragon. So this comes from Fafnir. Fafnir's blood. Fafnir, that should be inside of your veins as well. This is something that needs to change. The veins is filled with dragon's blood. But before you are doing this ritual, you have to know this. That this something that you want to do? Is this the seal that you want to do? Because this is very, very powerful witchcraft. Very powerful manipulation. You are trying to summon up the dragon with this. You are trying actually to say to the gods, I am forever inside of the dragon's eye. I am forever inside of the circle. That is in fact what you want to say with this. So blood of the dragon is so powerful that it cannot be reversed. You cannot go out of it anymore. Now you are one with that. And I did this so many years ago. I was led into this. My dragon was here. Whenever I did this, my dragon was here. I could see my dragon. The one that took care that the dragon's gate was open. I could see it with my awakening eyes. That is how powerful this ritual is. I was connecting with gods. I was connecting with all of them, all of the dragons. And it was actually a bit like shocking how this was. But I really, and that is what you did, I really was sincere in whatever I did. And you know, whenever I think about this, whenever I think back about this, how powerful it was, it makes me emotional. Seeing this dragon eye, seeing the knife inside of it. I mean, I don't have blood on it now, but then it was filled with my blood, and really the intention of, yes, I want this. And that is what you need in every single kind of ritual that you do for the dragon. It's not a game, and it's not an easy game. This is not an easy game. This made me very emotional. My mind was completely changed. I was just a shell of a human, but the rest was different, very much different. I could see through the dragon's eye, and that is how powerful it can be. And the other one, you know, whenever your blood is becoming draconic, the more protected that you are. Because, you know, you are surrounded by dragons. And your dragon's blood is in fact trying to protect you. And this is, you know, there are a lot of witches that use siege and use protection spells. Well, actually, you don't need much more than Fafnir's blood. That is just what, yeah. Fafnir's blood. I cannot say the Fafnir is the only one of the dragon gods that was born like us and had blood. You know, Fafnir, Tiamat or all the other dragon gods, they were already gods. They were gods, but Fafnir was born like human being. So the blood was going through his veins. When it was touched by divine energy, his blood became divine as well. So for all of the dragons, they had divine blood. And that is what I focus on. I focus with blood rituals and blood ceremonies, on the dragon's path, about the blood of Fafnir. The Fafnir blood that is protecting you against every single kind of dark energies. And with this, I just want to say, don't. If you are interested in using blood magic or blood ceremonies for the dragon, don't use much. Just a little bit. I say this to everyone. I mean, a lot of people are not interested in dragon's blood because, in blood rituals or using blood because it hurts. It hurts very much. But you can wait with this because, we all get injured one day or another, Whenever we are, oh my God, I'm bleeding, I have a nosebleed. Or for females, it is much more interesting to wait, whenever you are, whenever you have once a month. But in fact, you can use this as well. Just blood is enough, or nosebleed. Whenever you have this and you say, oh wow, actually I can use this, don't let it go to waste. So make your own ceremony, make your own ritual. And how does this ritual go? Well, create a dragon's eye and then just change. And don't do it in 5 minutes, but really focus yourself and take your time, because this is a very, very intense ritual, that cannot be reversed. I summoned the dragon with this. I summoned my dragon with this. And it was so powerful that I say it cannot be reversed. This is a blood bond that you are creating. A lot of people say, oh, don't do it. But yes, because I know what I was doing. I gave myself to my dragon's eye. I gave myself to the dragon. I was sealing it. And I'm still proud of this to this day. And if you are afraid of it, just wait until the day that you are injured somewhere. And then you can use this blood for the same reasons. Because I know that you love dragons. I know that you love them, that you will do this sincere. Because if you are playing around and not doing this sincere because witchcraft is fun, then nothing will happen, or you will open up the wrong gate. So I don't recommend to play with this. This is not a play thing. Just keep that in mind. This is really something very powerful. You are using the blood and the power and energy of Fafnir as the fifth element. And it cannot be reversed at all times. So, but I was not interested to reverse this, as of course I wanted to have this. I wanted to be with this. And then, of course, I was one step further on the dragon's path once I did this. So, what do you have to do? Once again, just create a dragon's eye, because every one of us has a different dragon's eye. Just sit there, focus yourself on the dragon, and let the blood inside of you, let it become that of Fafnir. The blood that is touching your soul, your draconic soul. It needs to change. Let it change. And then put some blood on a knife or something else and put it in the center of the dragon's eye. Let your connection with the dragons and the gods be sealed. So yeah, that was whenever I think about this back, really, I just this first time that I did this was the most important one, because this was really intense. Every single kind of ceremony with draconic energy is intense, but this one was in fact with all of the dragons that is on my circle, on my dragon eye. I had the feeling to feel them at that moment, to feel all of them, to feel Tiamat, to feel Leviathan, to feel Fafnir even. I didn't even know that he was also inside of my eye. And I also feel a lot more dragons. So much more, but I could only see the one that I already know. I only felt him, I just saw him a bit, but that was a moment that I sealed it. That was a moment that I summoned him, and so that I could see him. And I myself was already gone inside of this ritual, that I, in my mind and in my soul, became the dragon at that moment. So I had to return from this to live again as a human being, Just let the human self sleep at that moment. That is what I did. And sealed it forever. Because I know that a lot of people talk trash about the dragon. They are bad. But that is not what I feel. They are gods. They are divine. They have this blood that is eternal. They have this soul that is eternal. And they are not bad at all. They are nature. They are everywhere. That is also what I could feel with this blood ceremony that I did. I could feel the dragon in every tree, everywhere. The dragon was everywhere. In the side of the wind, inside of the trees, inside of this path, everywhere, inside of the water in that river. I could feel the dragon everywhere because they are gods. The dragon gods are indeed everywhere. And so the dragons were all there. The dragons were never gone. And that is what I discovered inside of this blood ceremony that I did. When giving blood, I could see and discover that the dragons, your dragons as well, were always by your side. They never left. They are never leaving. Your dragons are always there. It is very interesting actually to seal it, to know all of this, that your dragons will always be by your side. Even if you feel them less, they are still there forever. So if you are interested in using blood, just be sure of it, because it cannot be in reverse. It cannot be reversed. It is a very powerful ceremony that I recommend to everyone that really is dedicated to their path and to the dragons.